Good evening, race fans, and welcome along to the final round. That's right. Oh, there we go. It is round number 6 of the QRT GT3 Championship, season number 5. It all comes down to the Red Bull Ring. Good evening, all. My name is John Wright, aka Double O Raven. I will be once again taking you through all of the action, of which there will be plenty tonight. Joining me once again, the absolute legend that is Flawed Genius Gaming on Twitch. Give him a follow. That is Mr. Sean Madden. Good evening, Sean.
Good evening, John. Good evening, QRT. Can't wait for this, of course. And, well, you can see what track we're at. This is the grand finale of the season, and this is surely going to promise something very special.
Indeed it is, indeed it is. Circuit of the Americas was a testing one last week. It was Damien Konzig taking the top spot and the fastest lap. Tomek Grajic winning in the silvers again with the fastest lap, and that was mirrored in the arms with Haugstad taking the win and the fastest lap. Nice bit of consistency there. Going into the final round, we can see there that I believe is the pros on stream. Which is not what I was expecting. Bear with me a moment, and that is yep, we seem to have had, oh no, bear with me one moment while I just confirm. My apologies. There we go. I'd said to Sean, I'll just fly through this really quickly because we're running a bit late tonight, and he's absolutely screwed the pooch. Damien Konzig, no pooch screwing from Damien. 2 wins this season, the only driver to top the tables twice, and he has got himself a handsome 17-point lead over Arnaud Delazus, who has been a worthy challenger. So too Chandler Williams, not taking part in the whole series, but he's still in the hunt for a top 2 spot. Thierry Jongen rounding out the top 10 in the pros. In the silvers, that was about as clunky as it gets, but in the silvers it is not quite as close with Tomek Grajic looking another win tonight. I would see him with a comfortable championship win ahead of Bornage and Sterling in second and third. Those two only separated by 6 points. Final championship podium positions up for grabs. And in the arms, it's Alex Perry, Lieutenant Red Eye, and Alexei Letelier leading the way. And Perry certainly leading the way with an absolutely phenomenal 30-point gap, 36-point gap over the rest of the field. The likes of which we have not seen at QRT for quite some time, given how close the championships here always are. All back catalogued on YouTube, make sure you go over there. But it's just as close as you would expect for this evening's finale. There we go. Yeah, all what we need tonight is the technology to be slow and not work. We can see Damien Konzig, he's taking the top spot with 2 purple sectors. Denart finds himself in second place for the pros, less than 2/10 behind. And Ed Sterling doing what silvers do best at QRT, popping into the top 5 himself, and Grajic, the championship leader in the silvers, qualifying 5th with Marcus Schoberg in the Honda. In the Porsche, sorry, because he's just been overtaken as Grand's in the wildcard sets of time. It's business as usual for the final round. Sean, none of the drivers particularly showing any jitters at the moment in qualifying, and it is as close as we've ever seen throughout the field here for tonight.
Yes, indeed, and it's good to see Tiago Dinarte up in P2 as well. And interesting fact, John, I actually raced him last night in a open lobby, actually.
Oh, nice.
So I was, if you know Whatever Fool on Twitch, he has a
yes.
He has a server, doesn't he? So I joined him. We was at Brands Hatch, and I qualified up the grid, something like P4 or something, and then I saw Tiago Dinarte. I thought, is that the actual Tiago Dinarte? He was starting at the back of the grid, got to the end of the race of a 20-minute race, and he finished about 5 seconds behind me, a couple of positions behind, so I was like, okay, that's definitely him.
Nice. Let me just check that brown stick actually. It doesn't appear to be cutting out at this end. I will bring up my own copy of the stream and see what is occurring. Hopefully it is running okay. We've got qualifying just about coming to the end for the ARMS and the wild cards. It's Scott and Perry battling out. Haugstad in third place. We'll see if that remains the status quo. It will be the status quo for the race this evening. 60-minute race, one mandatory pit stop for tyres and fuel. The amount of fuel up to entirely at the driver's discretion. And of course those all-important penalties for the drivers, the success penalties. First place in each of the championships will receive 20 seconds extra in the pit. Second will get 15, and third will get 10. So this evening, oh no, sorry, it's the previous round, isn't it?
It is indeed.
It is, yes. My apologies, I'm getting my championships mixed up. Yeah, so based on the previous rounds, that is when. That is the times that the drivers will have, and that is going to make it extra spicy around here, Sean, because that is it's quite the disadvantage to have around the course as tight and twisty as this one.
Yeah, it's definitely going to throw a spanner in the works, that is for sure. Yeah, Konzik is going to have the 20 seconds, De La Zeus with the 15, and Athenstad with the 10 seconds for the pros. And then it's Griezik with 20 in the silvers, Mike Wilson with 15, and Ben Sullivan with 10 seconds. And then the amateurs, we only had 2 drivers that finished them. It's going to be Hallstad and Alex Perry. So Hallstad 20 seconds, Alex Perry 15.
I was listening on the stream there, but yeah, the sound does seem to be working okay. Won't let me return to garage. But yeah, sound does seem to be running okay. All of the drivers running well at the moment. We'll get the quality results up in a second, hopefully. I seem to be locked out temporarily. Very strange. We can't see the starting order. No, we can't, because I can't move it. We can see the penalties being applied. No De La Zeus though, Sean. Let's talk about that while we'll wait on the technology to catch up. He's qualified in 21st position. That is going to put a massive dent in his championship charts, considering that Chandler Williams is only 7 points behind, but is 11 places ahead of him on the grid. And De La Zeus has got one of these 15-second penalties we were just talking about. That is huge for the final championship standings in the pros.
Yes, indeed, yeah. So looking at the league tables, De La Zeus is 15 points behind Konzik. So Konzik, it's fair to say, probably will win the championship unless something disastrous happens to him. But yeah, certainly Chandler Williams in a much better position, only 7 points behind in the championship as well, and certainly almost at the back of the grid essentially, isn't it, John? And then you tie in the 15-second success penalty to it as well, and it's definitely going to be an uphill task. And well, we've seen stranger things happen in the past, certainly in QRT, but yeah, I wouldn't like to be De La Zeus, John.
Yeah, no, it's a difficult position for him to be in, all the way down there in 21st. He's got Sullivan and Wilson just behind him, and then Borwick, Flint and Bell ahead of him. They're a bit down the grid as well for the silver. Sterling leading the way. There we go then, a confirmation from Harry. That's all the penalties handed out. I still can't return to garage, very strange. So we can't quite get the full classified results. Yeah, for some reason it's not bringing up the times there either. But we can't see the starting grid. We'll get a rundown of the cars very shortly. We've got 2.5 minutes for the drivers to prepare their strategy. Sean and I were doing our rain dances before. We did say this is an interesting track at the best of times, and when you throw a bit of rain in there, it is just absolutely unmatched for racing action. But 35-degree track temperature and not a cloud in the sky, so the hills will very much be alive with the sound of GT3 engines here in Austria. You can't say enough good things about this track. Well, certainly, Sean, 35 degrees. with all of these right-hand turns that the cars are going to be going through. That tyre change is going to be more than welcomed by a lot of the drivers, and given the conditions, I don't think we're going to see many of them going for the early pit stop. You really do want to save your tyres, make sure you've got a bit of rubber on those things come the end of the race.
Yeah, 100%, John. Yeah, 35 degrees track temperature, so they're certainly going to, in fact, it's gone down to 34. Yeah, you're certainly going to burn some rubber there, that is for sure. And of course, you've got some fast sweeping bends and some big, heavy braking zones to boot as well. So, yeah, I would imagine most of the drivers will be pitting around the sort of like 30-minute mark, the halfway mark. But yeah, well, I guess it really depends on the traffic and what happens at turn 1 as well, or even turn 3, isn't it? That is the notorious corner around Red Bull Ring.
Yes, indeed it is. Indeed it is. Right. Now, let me just check this. I'll have to listen to myself at the same time. Brenston, I'll just check. So is it my mic that's cutting out? Let me just keep... Yeah, I'm listening to this thing. For some reason, I can't get into the garage, but we're set to drive. So we will stay on board with the cars. We'll get a quick rundown once they start moving. 30 seconds and we will be underway. Yeah, I'm listening to that. It doesn't seem to be cutting out for me.
Yeah, maybe it's me again. I don't know. It happened last week, didn't it, John? And
you're talking.
God forbid if my microphone is at fault again, but I don't know.
No, that was definitely a Discord thing last week.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, it could be a Discord thing transmitting the voice. We'll crack on. If anyone else is having any issues, let me know. I will just check. I don't have attenuation on, so we should be good.
I mean, I'm listening in as well, John, and it seems okay to me.
Does seem okay.
Yeah.
Both mics cutting out. Yeah, Brenstig, I'm not sure. We both listened to it on the web browser, and it doesn't seem to be cutting out for us. Maybe try to refresh the stream. See if that works. Let's have a quick look at the grid. We still can't look at the timetables, but we can get a look at the grid and the liveries on display. There is Damien Konzig leading the way. He's got a 20-second penalty to serve, and he will serve that during the pit stop. There is Denart in second, Gran for the wild cards, much like the silvers. They like to get in the top 10. Ed Sterling leading the way in the silvers ahead of Schulberg in that just incredibly talented driver in that Porsche. It is amazing the times he sets. Grajek second in the silvers with a 20-second penalty, and Vavasori in the pros finds himself in 7th, just ahead of Oscar Bornage, another Porsche driver in the top 10. Then it is the mighty Mustang of Williams, who we've jumped past for some reason, straight onto Mike van der Hoek. There is Williams there. He's now chasing got a very real possibility of getting second in the championship. Nick Brownings finds himself in 11th ahead of teammate Hajo Horman. They've got turn 1 sim racings. Danny McCutcheon just behind up with Scott Ticehurst in the Aston Martin in 14th. Easy on for a top 10 here. Ticehurst is a race monster. De Goor for Bullet Racing, another Aston Martin, 15th position. He will start with Oliver Zewing in 16th place, just ahead of Renier Athenstad. Then is Jakob Borwick, the next silver driver. He finds himself in 18th place. Great qualifying in the BMW. Ahead of Flint. Let's just speed this up a bit. Ahead of Flint and Arno De La Zeus, who will be starting in 21st position. There he is there, just swapping places with Bell during the warm-up lap. They're really warming up their tyres through Sector 3. Now that they're going to need in 34 degrees. Sullivan, Wilson and Haugstad qualifying ahead of Scott and Perry. His championship dreams still alive. Then it's Martins from the Fast and Furious team ahead of Zach Scott and Alex Perry in the Nissan GTR, bringing up the rear of the field without a quality time. I believe it is Dennis Shope That is the warm-up lap all but done, so we'll come back to Sean in a moment. Let's see how turn 1 pans out for the drivers. That's them across the finish line. Here they come towards the lights. It's green lights, it's foot down, it's flat out, it's flying at turn number 1, and Denart gets a good start. Keeps himself ahead of Grants temporarily, though. Ed Sterling looking for a move up the inside of turn 1. Nope, they're going side by side ahead, and it's going to be Denart losing out on a position. David Grants making up places. I just said he'd kept that spot, but he has not. He is definitely not, and I tell you what, Ed Sterling coming under pressure. In fact, sorry, Ed Sterling making the move out of turn number 1. Great start by Ed Sterling to get himself ahead of the Porsche of Schober, and he's got his teammate looking to back him up if he can. Vavasori finds himself right in the mix there as Tomek Grejig in the silvers now finds himself only 1 car away. Oh no, sorry, does still have Vavasori ahead of him. A couple of accidents further down the field. Zach Scott, I think, car number 9 with a bit of contact. Car 339 as well. Yeah, a few cars dropping down the order. Vavasori going up, Grejig going down. Oh, there's moves up ahead as Denart looks to retake second place. Doesn't manage to get it done. Grant in the Honda does get the overtake done. He's up to second place then. That's a great battle between those two, and I tell you what, that Honda absolutely munching at the rear spoiler of the Audi of Konzig, and that's opened up the door for Denart to try and make it 3 wide in the penultimate corner, as you do at the Red Bull Ring on lap 1. And what a move by the Honda, right round the outside into the last corner. He's going to have the car in front, or is he? Yep, he is in front, only just to go side by side, and that's compromised the exit of Konzig, with Denart absolutely darting up into that slipstream, and he's going to throw it around the outside. And here comes Marcus Schoberg. He knows how to drive a Porsche. Incredible the speed that he gets out of that thing. Oh, and it's all got very close into turn 1 on lap number 2. Lap 1 was a dream. Lap 2 could have been a nightmare for a couple of drivers there. And they're going to go 3 wide through turn number 2 and into turn number 3. This is incredible stuff. For the lead of the race, that is Vavasori. Sorry, we've dropped down. There is Grants. They're 3 wide for the lead. Round the outside, it is the Mustang taking the lead with the Honda taking second place, and it is Konzig that's caught napping out of turn number 2. What an exit they must have got out with turn number 1. Dare we watch a replay? Yes. I'm feeling brave, but look at this. Oh, the Honda really sluggish out with turn number 1, and that has left it all at sea. Surrounded either side, Mustang to the left of me, Audis to the right, and there goes my positions. Look at the bravery. Not the word I was looking to use there, but that Mustang absolutely nailing the track limits to perfection, sending it round the outside, taking a double overtake and the lead of the race. No way this battle is over. We've still got 55 minutes of this to go. Denart now in the lead, and what a gap he's got over Konzig. And I've got a big O from Sean, who is with me in the commentary box. Sean, what a start we've got, and it's still going on.
Yeah, what a start indeed, but I just see Grands just ploughing down the field, so I'm not 100% sure what happened to him, but I see him all the way as lowly as P22, P23. In fact, he may have disconnected, John.
Let's have a look at the replay then. So it looks like it's down into turn number 4. So basically, as soon as I hit the replay button, Grant's had an issue. Oh, got a bit of a stutter there, my apologies. Oh, bit of rubbing down the hill, and he's ended up out in the gravel, and that is an absolute train of cars making their way past, and that is the story of David Grant's demise right there. The Fear Nothing moto car looking to join his teammate Schoberg up comfortably in the top 5, looking for the race win there. Now down in 27th position. Beautiful spot there, and that's how close the field is. There's Chris Bell clocked the fastest lap in the opening 2 laps, and he's in 16th position. That's how close it is. Absolutely incredible stuff. Awesome racing in the early stages, indeed it is. It's absolutely incredible stuff. Grejig leading the way in the silvers with Schoberg third in the pros. It's then Bornage ahead of Ed Sterling, who has dropped 2 positions since the start of the race, and that has taken him to the bottom step of the silver podium. He's got Vavasori in the pros breathing down his neck. Hazel Horman getting an overtake done on Jakob Borowick. Horman is definitely a quick driver. Oh, Denart and then Konzig setting the fastest opening lap. Schoberg potentially looking for an overtake. It's almost like NASCAR, they're so close. Out with that last corner shot. Incredible stuff as you would expect, and these drivers up in the top 10. It's absolutely nip and tuck at the moment between them all.
100%, John. Yeah, a fast and frantic start to this race, and really, really great to see. This is what we come to expect in QRT, and certainly at the Red Bull Ring. Me and John were licking our lips the week before, waiting for this race in anticipation, and it's certainly not disappointed so far. I can't believe the move from Denart on Konzik and was it? No, it weren't Greasy. It was Grants, wasn't it? Of course, and yeah, phenomenal move from Donate. Has the race lead at the moment. He's in a really good position here. Oh, we have got two side by side going through the corner, but it looks like Sjoberg just holds off Bjornhag for the time being. But let's have a look at the replay, because yeah, we had two Porsches very close in proximity, and the Lamborghini in front, isn't it? As we go through the... Oh, in fact, it was an overtake. Sorry, my apologies then. Around the outside. Got all kinds of good traction, John. And on the resulting corner, then makes the move complete.
He does indeed, yeah. Absolutely incredible. Sorry, my mic was muted when I was saying that. Here's the replay, Sean. Talk us through it. Threw you under the bus completely with my silence. My apologies. Brensteg, thank you very much for the tier 1 sub. And we've got Bulldog in as well. Bulldog Kongen in there with the subscription as well, and a giant whoop in the chat. Whoop whoop indeed. Thank you very much for the subscriptions. The racing action, thick and fast. Look how thick and fast that is. That is Oscar Bornage coming under all kinds of unwanted pressure there as Vavasori runs wide out with turn number 3. That is Van der Hoek in the Ferrari, who now finds himself behind Scott Ticehurst. That'll be the driver in the Ferrari. One of the astute commentators said he's in for a top 10 tonight. He's up 6 positions and into 8th place. Thank you for bringing that one through, Scott. Makes me look amazing at my job. We've got Mike van der Hoek. He's just been overtaken by another driver. It is Hadjo on a charge. Horman, the wildcard driver, taking absolutely no prisoners in race trim. He's going to try and send this one round the opposite way to what we've just seen. Oh, and he's trying to hold it through sector number 3. They're side by side, and I tell you what, Borwick could come straight back at them, and they're going to have another issue on their hands. That is Oliver Zulig in the McLaren. Unfortunate contact last week, I believe, dropped him down the order. He is looking to make up some places this week, that is for sure. Oh, trying to go down the inside of the final corner. Borwick ends up running wide on the exit. Zulig's exit speed slightly compromised. Here comes Rainier. No, that was Rainier Athenstad that just went past. That is the Gore looking to make it 2 and 2 on the straight. That's Athenstad round the outside. And that is the Gore that's run wide, sorry. So yeah, Athenstad making a clean move into turn number 1. De Gore carrying too much speed to hold that. Ran wide out of turn number 1 and now finds himself down in 14th position. It is absolutely chaotic. And I tell you what, another big drop down the charts. Chandler Williams.
Wow.
Let's have a look at the replay here. Now, he was on for 2nd place in the chat. Oh, wow. He has completely lost pace with turn number 1. So this is an accident after an incident, I think. Pulls into turn number 3, of course, named after the mighty twins Romulus and Remus. So Chandler Williams dropping down. Now, if there was an incident before that, it's dropped off. Oh, there's another couple of incidents. Car 778. And Ed Sterling with a yellow flag as well. Red Bull Ring doing Red Bull things. As Chandler Williams right up the inside of Chris Bell in the McLaren there. Not much defensive work there from Bell. Realises that is most definitely a slightly quicker driver that's just gone through. So not much defence, just let them through, run your own race. Race IQ 200 right there. Denart leading the way with overtake 200. Absolute. To take the lead of the race, to get a double overtake in this field, to take the lead, that is an absolute worldie, and we'll get you nominations for driver of the day for that one alone. Doesn't matter what you do for the rest of the race. Oscar Bornage looking to take the lead in the silver. So just as the battle for the lead in the pros dies down, Sean, the silvers are stepping up. Let's go QRT.
Yes, and indeed, to be honest, John, like it doesn't surprise me, but it's great to see that in qualifying, the Silvers definitely were mixing it up with the pro drivers, and they've certainly taken it into the race. Grzyk with an excellent P4 for the time being, Bjornhag as well in P5 in close proximity, and yeah, they're certainly taking the fight to the pro drivers and looking for that podium position, which is within their grasp, with Schoberg just in front of this battle of 3 cars right now. But yeah, a long way to go though. I mean, I can't believe it's actually 11 minutes or 10 minutes gone already in the race, but it does, you know, draw up a really good race in the remaining 49 minutes of this race. And look at the train of cars behind. I mean, wow, that is well, what can I say, John? It's all to play for, and certainly I'm sure there's going to be a lot more drama to come.
Yep, there really is. We've actually had De La Zeus into the pits, so after me saying I didn't think anyone would come in too early, De La Zeus has been in and taken his mandatory stop, and Martins is in there as well. Chandler Williams is right in the pocket. He's gone full send up the inside of turn number 1 there. More than enough room left by Bell there in the McLaren, and Williams is still in 17th position. Bell just ahead of him. Oh no, is that Brownings? It's Brownings, my apologies, it's Brownings. He's going for the overtake again into turn number 3, can't quite get close enough, but he is definitely trying. Rainier Athenstad, who has recently completed a very nice overtake, is looking to get himself another one as he's got Borwick firmly in his sights. We've also got the battle between Van der Hoek and Ticehurst, which is brewing away nicely, and Oscar Bornage looking to get himself into the lead of the Silvers if he can. Tomek Grzyk, I'm sure, will have plenty to say about that, so close behind with Vavasori and Ed Stirling as well. Ed will be keen to get back up to the drivers ahead. He did have the lead of the Silvers at the start of the race, now finds himself down 3 positions, which is again taking him off the top spot in the podium and put him down into 3rd and behind Vavasori in the pros. Hajo Horman, the highest wildcard driver. Wow, those words completely escaped me there. He's the highest wildcard at the moment after Grands, having a more than difficult start with that slight contact. As we can see, De La Zeus, as I mentioned, he's taking his pit stop. So too has Mark Martins as well. And I tell you what, De La Zeus finds himself in a slightly awkward position. He's being chased down by a whole lot of cars, and he is normally would be expected to be quicker than him. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. And yeah, let's keep it.
Oh, 3 cars don't go into one, unfortunately there, John, but it was the initial contact between the 2 drivers on the apex. Yeah, a little bit messy.
Yeah, the Aston Martin there completely outbraking itself, and it's Rainier Athenstad, I believe. Oh wow, this is from way downtown. Yeah, this is a big miss of the brakes. Massive miscalculation with the slipstream, and we can see that Aston Martin there. Oh, well, I mean, in saying that, it was a big old send, but he did actually look like he was in control at that apex. I'm going to have to watch that one again. Let's have a look now. Yeah, now for all the life of me, it does look like he's coming from a long way back. The car's obviously having to keep pace with the cars ahead. Was he going to be able to hold that apex? It's a tough one to fathom that he was fathoming at the word I'm looking for there, but close enough. But yeah, Sean, carrying a bit too much pace onto that apex, and that has dropped him down the order again. Red Bull Ring, very much doing Red Bull things.
Yeah, it's one of them things really. I don't know if he was definitely going to make the move stick and keep it to the apex, but then it's one of them things where the car in front, perhaps not knowing or not being aware of the drivers behind, and then cutting from wide to the apex and getting tagged. You know, had he maybe seen him a little bit earlier, maybe he could have stayed a little bit wider and not received that contact.
Yes, indeed. Sterling looking to get more overtakes done. Denart taking the fastest lap while leading the way. Damien Konzig still in second by 1.8 seconds. It's quite a gap. Denart is gauging himself up at the front. It does still give Konzig the championship win. Let's look at Bornage. Is he going to try for the overtake on Grezia? We've got De Gore. Oh, we've got another car just dropping down the order ever so slightly there. Let me see, positions drop. Gran 16 positions down will be restarted. Williams and Brownriggs down 4 positions. Sterling down those 3 as well. Chris Bell all over the back of Jules Flint at the moment. It's all going off. And Haugstad actually, he started in 24th overall, but he was in the lead of the AMS. He's now behind Alex Perry, who has made up 4 spots since the start of the race, and this is a battle for the lead in the AMS. So not to be outdone by the pros or the silver, Sean, the AMS are at it as well.
Yeah, they are indeed, and yeah, to be honest, Perry and Hogstad have been hammers and tongs all season. Certainly in the last race at Kota, it was looking at my stats here, Hogstad was the race winner in Kota last week with Perry just behind, although Perry is leading the championship in the amateur class, so Hogstad still in a good position, but I mean, he'll really want to get in front of Perry, but it's really Perry's one to lose, really, John, because he's got a commanding lead at the top of the championship for the amateurs. But definitely great to see, though, just 0.7 seconds separating the 2 drivers. They are both going to have to serve their success penalties as well, with Hogstad having the extra 5 seconds applied to his car. But yeah, really good to see. But battles up and down the grid, though, John, and certainly we're seeing a battle here for the position of P6, which Vavasori is currently holding, and he's sorry, no, I've got that wrong, because it is Grzyk we're on board with Bjornhag just behind, with Vavasori in the silver Ferrari in P6, and Sterling in P7, who we know is a very fast driver. As we go too wide, go through the turn, but he just about holds off Bjornhag and doesn't leave the door open, and unfortunately Bjornhag on the outside line. I mean, he's going to have to be a brave boy to hold it around the outside. He's not going to quite get it, and Vavasori then closes the gap and puts Bjornhag under all types of pressure right now as we go through turn number 5. Yeah, it's looking very, very nerve-wracking for the drivers here. One little slip up and you could be losing quite a few positions there, John.
Yes, indeed. And these are all important positions. Sterling will be trying to catch up to his teammate Grzyk, who is leading the way for the silvers. I'm sure Grzyk more than happy to see his teammate a couple of spots behind, considering a race win is on the cards here. But Bornage looks like he's pulled back into the slipstream, and look at Sterling in the slipstream. The BMW versus the Ferrari closing in, but not quite close enough, and the concertina into turn number 1. This could be the moment for Sterling to get the exit of his dreams if he can here. He is very, very close indeed. He's pulling a lot of pace here, and he's going off the outside line going into turn number 3. Through turn 2, the BMW sneaks his nose ahead. He's now in the slipstream of the Porsche, late on the brakes for the Ferrari, but no, it's good on the brakes. Oh, little bit of contact on the exit, and here he comes. For anyone that didn't see him lurking in the background, on enter one Scot who knows how to take up places in the races. Dicehurst, the QRT eSport driver, already at multiple places this race, and he gets that one signed, sealed and delivered within 2 corners, thanks to the battle that the 2 drivers he's just arrived with were battling away, and that is Dicehurst up another position. 7th place gain to get himself up to 7th overall, and that puts him 5th in the pros, and it puts a silver between him and Van der Hoek, his nearest rival. Oh, and the Porsche ahead, getting onto the gravel. He was ahead of the McLaren, Sean, but he's now back in line again. More nip and tuck stuff, and Dicehurst Now, you want to talk about licking your lips together, he must be ecstatic to see what's going on, considering the pace that he's showing at the minute.
Yeah, I mean, it does show how quickly things do change, and yeah, with was it 4 or 5 cars, within about 2 seconds of each other, it is certainly nip and tuck, and yeah, we saw a good move from Grzyk temporarily has to be Bjornhage, wasn't it, temporarily, but just slightly overdid it, and there was Grzyk to take full advantage and to reclaim that P4. But you can see Bjornhage gets a better exit out of turn number 3. It looks like he's got the inside line, but it does look like Grzyk just got that pulling power in the McLaren, and he's just going to fend off Bjornhage for the time being. But Bjornhage is going to try it around the outside, and he is so close, John, so close. But there is a huge respect between each other, and it does look like Bjornhage has made the move stick and moves back into P4, John.
Incredible driving from these two. You absolutely love to see it. Bjornhage up to 4. Grzyk down into 5th. At one point, so the lead of the Silvers changing hands once again. Grzyk got that 20-second penalty as well. Bjornhage looking very good. So too Marcus Schoberg in the Porsche. I tell you what, the Porsches really are prospering around here. Oh, Ticehurst. Oh, I think he's made contact with Horman as Horman pulled into the pits. I think that is what's happened there. Let's just have a quick look, see. Oh, he's all over the gravel. He's lost a lot of pace, and the BMW is going to sail right up the inside. So Ticehurst losing it through 6 and 7, finds himself on the gravel. That puts the BMW on the inside. Oh, and the teammates have gone full Haas and made contact with one another at the pit entrance. I think that's their only saving grace there. It's going to be Horman's not going to lose as much time as Ticehurst did. Chandler Williams making more moves. He's got his way past the Goer. The confirmation of Horman into the pits. Ed Sterling still ahead of Scott Ticehurst, who did survive that contact there. Denart still leading the way with Konzig in second. Marcus Schoberg on the podium in the pros, and Bjornhage on the top spot for the Silvers. Haugstad and Perry have still been swapping positions. They seem to want to have an equal amount of time leading the race here, but it's Haugstad who's currently got his nose in front. Very tidy, says Harry, indeed. Good racing, sad I had to miss it. Oh, Gibson! Yeah, Red Bull Ring. That is definitely one you want to get involved in. Oh, Shop. I tell you what as well, actually. Dennis Shop up 10 positions, just behind Sullivan and Bell. And I do mean just behind Danny McCutcheon. He is down 6 on where he started. He's still within 0.8 of a second. That's Perry that we are on board with. There is Danny McCutcheon there, just coming out of the last corner. That's Ranier Athenstad as well. He's now down in 19th position, so he's had an incident as well. Wow, the Red Bull Ring is absolutely wild. Accident for Rainier Athenstad. Let's have a look at this one. That's Borwick ahead and Zhuwig behind. This through turn number 2 and heading into turn number 3. We're already 15 laps in. Oh my okay, God. So this is the one we saw earlier. Yes.
Oh yes.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so that is what the result was after Athenstad took contact. Oh, Chandler Williams. He's back up. He's up to 10th place. So he's back to where he started. That's not too shabby a showing in the Mustang, it has to be said. Speaking of non too shabby showings, Damien Konzig, he's bored being 1.9 seconds behind the leader. He's now back to within a second. We're 24 minutes in. The race is almost half over. How does this happen? How on earth does this happen? It's incredible. It's incredible, Sean. I just don't know where the time goes or the laps go, and yeah, I wonder if it's this much of a blur for the drivers as well.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, we've not been able to really rest, have we, John? It's literally action up and down the grid, which we love to see, of course. But yeah, I did suspect that Konzik would be on a bit of a charge later on in the race. We know that Thiago Dinart has got great pace, but Konzik is Mr. Dominant, isn't he? Let's be honest. And he'd definitely be having an off day if he wasn't in some kind of fight or trying to at least battle for the lead of the race. And yeah, he has got the gap down to about just under a second. But of course, he will have to serve that 20-second success penalty, in due course. So that will provide a bit of a gap, and it'll be interesting to see where he comes out on track with the silver drivers not being too far behind. Yeah, I mean, it's still 34 minutes to go though, John, and a lot has happened in the previous 26 minutes. So we'll have to see what happens from here on in.
Indeed we will, yes. Vavasori makes his way into the pits. Grezig stays out. Still chasing down the silver lead. Konzik with a slight off-track excursion, which has seen that gap rock out to 1.5 seconds. That certainly wasn't on the cards for him. More cars making overtakes as cars are in the pits. That's Ticehurst and Williams inside the top 10. Oliver Zewig going up as well. Vavasori, as we saw, pulling into the pits. Van der Hoek is the lead driver that's been in the pits. He's got Hajo Horman not far behind him. So it's going to be an interesting battle to see where they come out compared to the race leaders. And there is Arnaud Delazeus, one of the earlier pitters. Doesn't seem to have made up too much time on the top 5. His second place in the championship. Massively under threat, especially with the way Williams is driving at the moment. There's another overtake for David Gran in the Honda, looking to get his way back into the top 10. That's 12th position he's now got himself back up to. That one at the expense of Brownings. He's now got De Goor just ahead of him as an absolute train, of cars pull their way through turns 5, 6 and 7. And in fact, that's Dinart just ahead of them. Oh no, sorry, it's a different Mustang. That is Dinart. Yeah, he's right out in the lead. 1.3 back. Yeah, it's a dominant display, it has to be said. He's kept his head while others around him have lost their shot. We've even seen a couple of mistakes from Konzik, but Dinart going from strength to strength. The double overtake to take the lead, and now firmly keeping it between the mayo and the mustard, and got himself a commanding lead, all things considered.
Yeah, 100%, and I'm going to call it right now, but I think the inspiration came from our race at Brands Hatch last night. He's an absolute phenomenal driver, and he's very, very fast in that Ford Mustang. Certainly looking like a man on form right now, and with Konzik having to serve that 20-second penalty, does mean he, all things considered, should have a sizable lead at the top of the grid. Very impressed with Grans, by the way, though, John. Went all the way down to P27, but then finds himself up 15 positions to P12. As we look on board with Ben Sullivan, looking to challenge Chris Bell for P14. He's going to have to be a little bit patient. It's not the ideal place to be trying to overtake on this section of the course, but certainly looking rather competitive right now, and we'll be looking to try to capitalise on a move on Bell. I'd say that these two corners here are very, very important to get maximum speed as we come across the start-finish line. Possibly didn't get the best exit out the last turn from Sullivan, so we have to do it all over again, and certainly through turn 1 as well, another important corner as well, because you've got the long straight up the hill and to turn number 3. So we'll see if he can make it stick, but yeah, it does look like he's got a better exit. We'll see how much of that slipstream will help him as we go up the hill now, but yeah, not quite going to be able to make the overtake, but there is also a battle for P number 15 as well. So McCutcheon just in front of Athenstad as well. Athenstad, after getting his last step on the podium last time out, looking to try to make a charge and go up a few positions for his league position. But yeah, what are your thoughts here, John, at this stage of the race?
Yeah, we're at the halfway mark already, incredibly, and it has been an absolute barn burner, as you would expect, as more drivers make their way into the pits. The track temperature is held at 34 degrees, and a lot of the drivers' nerve have most definitely held. Although, just as I say that, McCutcheon making a slight mistake. Bornage comes into the pits from the lead of the Silvers. Athenstad looking for an overtake. Not quite. I thought he was going to go full send up the inside there. He pulls into the pits. Zulig into the pits as well. Denart is still out on track. Konzig 1.9 seconds down. Ed Sterling now only separated from his teammate by a rear spoiler, half a second between the two turn 1 drivers. And Sterling, who qualified in pole position for the Silvers, finds himself in second place, but certainly closing in on that lead as De Gore from the Silvers comes into the pits as well. We saw Athenstad peeling in. We'll see where they come out compared to Van der Hoek and Vavasori, certainly. But the pit engineers kept busy for the moment. And Sterling looking to keep his teammate Grejig busy as well if he can. Yeah, those 4 cars all falling into line with one another. Vavasori is going to be very close to them when they come out. So too is Van der Hoek. This is going to be a bit of a tight battle when they do. Let me see if we can grab... Van der Hoek's already through, so he's up to 16th position, so he is definitely ahead of Wilson and... Horman. Horman and Juwig. Athenstad still in the pits in 22nd position. I did see someone in the chat, Arnaud Delazus, yeah, down at the back of the grid, didn't have a good qualifying and was involved in a bit of a contact as well. So he took his pit stop very early indeed. And in fact, I think he's just been...
Yeah, and he also had the 15-second success penalty as well, so that also came into play as well. But so yeah, not having the best of races, unfortunately. I did think that maybe he had a bit more clear space to actually start putting in some lap times, but yeah, unfortunately, it's not really been working out for him.
Yeah, no, it has not indeed. And of course, yeah, the success penalty, the 15 seconds that you had to serve. Well remembered once again. That's why Sean is here, to keep me on the straight and narrow and keep the race making sense. Damien Konzig, he's absolutely closed back in, another 9/10 of a second. He's taken back out of Denart's lead, and he pulls into the pits. Konzig peels into the pits. We'll see if Denart answers on the next lap. Chandler Williams, absolutely not to be outdone by anyone on track. He's up 6 positions. Jakob Borwig up 13 at the moment, with the pits all taking place. Bell and Sullivan, you can see how close they are. Danny McCutcheon even closer, in fact. So beautiful 3-way battle. We'll see if any of these... Denart did peel into the pits. My apologies, okay. Denart did peel into the pits, and they're the first and second pit box. I'm not even going to apologise, actually. Let's wait and see who gets away the quickest here. This is going to be absolutely neck and neck, and they're going to have the Ferrari ahead of them. So that's the Ferrari now unlapping himself against the race leaders. Longest 30 seconds in sim racing broadcasting history. The race between the pits, in the pits. Actually, what am I saying? It's not even a race. My apologies, because once again I've forgotten that Damien Konzig has got 20 seconds of penalties. So it is going to be Denart that sails off comfortably into the lead as Konzig. Oh, that is going to be absolutely painful. Damien still looking good for the overall championship win though. Chris Bell in the pits, Danny McCutcheon in the pits, Mike Wilson into the pits as well in the QRT machine. 34 minutes gone. Tomek Grejig, silver championship leader, Now overall a race leader with Borwick in second and Sullivan in third. The top three and Alex Perry all still out on track, although there is Denart looking to put an overtake on Perry now that he's out of the pits. Schoberg been in and out of the pits as well. Phenomenal run by Schoberg in the Porsche. Horman is ahead of Konzig once again, but only just. Konzig's come out of the pits right in the thick of things. He's just ahead of Vavasori. As we see Grejig coming into the pits. It's all happening constantly now. Here we go, Denart all over the back of Perry still. In fact, no. That's not Perry. Oh yes, it is Perry, my apologies. Yeah. Sullivan comes into the pits as well. He's got 10 seconds to serve. Denart round the outside of the Polton Ultimate corner as Perry peels into the pits. So we'll get some resolution on who is leading in the arms. But I think it is... yeah, Haugstad is right at the back of the grid, in fact. Oh no, that yellow flag will be him coming out of the pits. Yeah, that's been a slow run out of the pits. Haugstad was all over fellow driver, but he now finds himself well down the order, unless Perry has an absolutely catastrophic pit, although he does have the 15 seconds as well. Oh, and of course.
Yeah, Hulkstead had the 20 seconds.
Yeah,
so.
he did. Wow. Yeah, I'm just not firing on all cylinders tonight. It's a good thing Sean and the drivers are paying attention. Or this would be absolute agony for everyone at home. My apologies. David Klopp, he practiced a lot for the 24-hour Bathurst, so maybe that's why. Okay. Straight out of the Aston for qualifying the 24, straight into the Ferrari for this. Wow. Wow, that is some way to go. So De La Zeus did the qualifying for the 24-hour Bathurst race, and an Aston Martin jumped out of there and straight into the Ferrari to do laps at the Red Bull Ring in a league race. That is, yeah.
That's commitment.
That is next level commitment right there. You'll love to see it. Konzig, I think we might see some overtakes from him. Vavasori will be more than happy to be out of the pits just behind the championship leader. Nice bit of slipstream themselves, and Horman looking to catch back up with the drivers ahead. Jakob Borwig with some lead lap time as he's through turn number 1. He is going to be the last driver to take his pit stop. Oh, and Haugstad is ahead of Perry.
Oh, okay, there we go. Yep. So very interesting. Although if things remain how it is, Perry will still win the championship for the amateurs. But certainly, you know, they've been engrossed with many a battle through season 5, and it looks like Hallstad has the upper hand for the time being, John.
It does indeed. Yep. The Ferrari driver working wonders. Oh, and I tell you what, Vavasori looking to work wonders into turn number 3 if he can. Although the Audi has got the slipstream in the BMW, they're going to be side by side. Vavasori with a beautiful move up the inside through turn number 3, but Konzig is going to hold the pace around the outside. He is not going to take the position. Oh, there we go. Just as I say that, the nose of the car lurches back in front. Oh, and there is the first of many. Drive-through penalty there. Oh, and the Ferrari getting himself.
And the cutback.
Yep, beautiful stuff, Sean.
Yeah, for a second there I thought it's not going to work for Konzig, but then anticipated that Vavasori was going to launch one up the inside. In fact, that is the corner before, isn't it? So this is coming up to turn number 4 then, isn't it? And yeah, round the outside down, it looks like Konzig got on the brakes super early, anticipating that Vavasori was going to go a little bit deeper, and then the cutback was complete, and well, just another classic overtake from Damien Konzig, another one to add to his book.
Yeah, another just Damien doing Damien things, and another one for the scrapbook. Ain't no thing for Damien. We've got Ed Sterler looking to do the same thing. The BMW versus the Porsche. You would automatically assume that BMW has got this one in the bag, but the Porsche does have one added benefit. Marcus Schoberg is behind the wheel, and wow, the qualifying that he's done around some courses where the Porsche really shouldn't do well, Schoberg really can bring that thing home. The Fierno Moto car on the podium in the pros and having a great drive. So too Mike van der Hoek as well. looking to bring home a podium in the pros if he can. Damien Konzig will do all he can to deny them, but he does have his work cut out for him, even by his standards. Horman ahead, then Van der Hoek to get past if he wants that final podium position. There's Flint in the pits to take his mandatory stop. Grejig back out after serving his success penalty as well. Hey, I remembered. He's in 18th position. In fact, no, he's not. He's just gone past Chris Bell, who's ahead of Dennis Shope as well. So this battle absolutely coming to life in the closing stages. Robbie G. Barker, good evening, you legend. Evening all, how are we doing? It's QRT, we are doing wonderfully. The overtake's coming thick and fast. Let's go Red Bull Ring. Revan Kevin, beautiful, he says, indeed. That's a great camera shot through that corner section, it has to be said. Damien Konzig, he's already within 3/10 of a second of Mike Van der Hoek. Oh no, that's suddenly gone to 1.9.
Yeah.
Showing that was maybe a temporary glitch in my timing there. Vavasori, after going for the overtake move, he got caught on the cutback by Konzig, and Horman has made hay while the sun has shined, and he has got himself ahead of Vavasori as well. Konzig now 1.4 seconds to make up to Van der Hoek if he wants to get back on the podium. Jakob Borwick, last driver to take his pit stop. Ooh, now it's had a P next season. He must have got close to the pit line. He has decided to stay out. Harry, do it. Season 1 for 2025, get it done. I mean, because if you don't, I will, because I know what date it starts. Aha. Oh wow. Yeah, that's a keen start date. I will have to, yeah, we'll be double checking that one. But yeah, I know when it starts, and what a calendar it is once again. Absolute classic after classic after classic. So yeah, I'm excited for that one. And anyone that's taken part, you should be too. Make sure you get signed up on the SimGrid host page for QRT. You'll be able to get the link to the Discord group as well. And you can sign up and get involved in these incredible GT3 seasons. As you can see, we're 42 minutes in, and the racing action still coming thick and fast as McCutcheon, De Gore and Grejig all going for it. Chris Bell potentially going to pick up a couple of positions here as well, as he finds himself right on the back of the wobbling quadruple VC. Yeah, that one didn't pan out as I thought it might there. I got too clever for my own good, and it backfired hugely. Chris Bell into turn at number 1, no shot. De Gore, Grejig and McCutcheon just ahead of him. 4 drivers with no love some overtaking action with 18 minutes to go. I wouldn't bet against the silver swapping positions in the closing stages.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, this is for pride. This is for position, and yeah, certainly. Yeah, it's as close as it can be. To be honest, it does look like that McCutcheon is just in very close proximity of his teammate then, and it's looking like it's nose to tail really, John. I mean, it's a very hard one to call, but of course we know with the battling, John, with trying to go side by side, that it does slow you down and it does bring others into play. So certainly with a four-way battle does mean that positions could be chopping and changing, but yeah, we'll see what remains. There's still plenty of racing action to go. 17 minutes to go. We've got a rather fast Damien Konzig that is looking to hound down Mike Van der Hoek, who is just half a second in front of him, but we know how fast that Audi is in a straight line, and once he gets on the anchors and into turn number 3, you can see that he's really closed that gap up to the Ferrari driver in Mike Van der Hoek, and I think a move will be imminent as we go down the hill and into the braking zone now for turn number 4, and it really just depends on what Mike really does from here, John, because does he defend this position? Because, you know, let's be honest, it's you know, on merit, so does he defend for his life, or does he just think, do you know what, Damien, just take the position?
I know, yeah, it's an interesting one. Yeah, Van der Hoek, another pro podium on the cars, but it is the Pro Championship leader that he's got breathing down his neck, so it does seem like a bit of an uphill task for the remaining 16 minutes to keep him behind. But it does look like, yeah, he's holding these lines absolutely beautifully, though, although Konzig using a bit more of the exit curve there than Ferrari, almost going sideways over the apex out with the last corner, which is not unusual around this track. As a fellow Ferrari driver, I can testify. It's one of the most fun things about the car, let's face it. Konzig again, look how much he opens up that corner, and it's he's not managed to scrub the speed there. The slipstream potentially catching him out ever so slightly, and that's given Van der Hoek a little bit of breathing space, but not much, and I don't imagine for very long. Vavasori applying pressure as well. He's got Hajo Horman ahead of him in the wild cards. Horman up 6 places on where he started. David Granz is only down 7 on where he started. Ticehurst up 5. He's inside the top 10. Aha, I told you. Oliver Schuwick in 12th place. So childish. Jakob Borrow. It's not often I'm right, so I might as well make the most of it. Let's see. Chris Bell and De Goer. They're getting themselves involved. In fact, Bell up the inside of the Aston Martin at turn number 3, not going to be able to hold the momentum over those curves at De Goer. For the moment, still ahead of fellow silver driver Bell, but down the hill into turn number 4. It's going to be very close again. Bell popping out the slipstream. He's gone, oh no, he's not gone full send up the inside, and just as Sean was saying, and this is why we've got Sean here, the battling between these drivers, all it does is bring other drivers into play, and there in the rear view mirror is Dennis Shop. You want to talk about making up positions? He's made up 9 in the race so far. That is the biggest gain of anyone here in the final round of the QRT GT3 Season 5. Just these seasons have gone absolutely strength to strength, and I can see in the chat that it has been released. Sign-ups are now open for GT3 Championship 2025, which means I can reveal the calendar. The drivers will be, and viewers, will be treated to Watkins Glen, Suzuka, Kyalami, Imola, Bathurst and Silverstone. What a calendar that is.
Sorry, John, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but it did look like De Goer had a big moment on the exit, and it looks like Chris Bell has got the overspeed. He's going to be shown the outside line as we approach turn number 3, and it looks like he's actually been let through there. So Bell had the overspeed and grabs the position, and he loses out another position, isn't it?
Dennis Shop.
Yep. Dennis Shop, yeah, you said he was on the move. Well, yeah, certainly making up ground and making up positions, and yeah, things are definitely getting tasty here, John.
They are indeed, because not only that, here comes Renier Athenstad. Hey, let's go. As I say, the battling cars, it just brings the other cars closer, and that's exactly what that's done. Athenstad now all over the back of De Goer, who's down in 19th position. Shop again pouncing at the perfect moment there, gets himself up to 18th place overall. Oh, De Goer dropping down the order. Oh, and he's jumped back to the pits.
Wow. What happened there? I did see a car that obviously was De Goer. Did see him go off in the background. I didn't think he actually crashed into anything, but I guess we'll see on the replay here, John.
Oh, he's just run wide there. And then he's jumped back to the pitch. I think he's had some kind of technical failure. That would be the only it'd be the only explanation I would have for that. Runs wide. Hopefully he can get back out and make the end of the race. Oh,
got 2 side-by-sides as well between, wasn't it, Van der Hoek and Konzig?
Oh, it might well have been. Wouldn't be overly surprised, to be fair. Konzig doing Konzig things. Van der Hoek, though, putting up a phenomenal defensive display at the moment. He's the one being hunted, and it's the hunter Konzig that's made the mistake so far. And I tell you what, you can't afford to make any more, because here comes Horman and Vavasori. They are still very close. Beautiful look over the 3s. Down into the last corner. We're going to see the Audi absolutely nail it out the last corner if he can, but the Ferrari does the better job. Let's see where Vavasori is. So he's a bit out of the slipstream of Horman, but still pretty close. And Konzig again into turn number 1. Oh, and that's a bit of a mistake by Van der Hoek. He's had a wiggle, he's hit that sausage curve on the inside. That is going to give Damien Konzig all the look he needs before turn number 2. They're side by side, and I think Konzig has got his nose in front. He's on the inside line of turn number 3 though. Can Van der Hoek hang it around the outside? No, Konzig. Yeah, he thought about the undercut there, Van der Hoek, but Konzig, a wily campaigner and an incredible move, and on such fine margins, Sean, the minorest of mistake. I mean, you can barely even call that a mistake by Van der Hoek. For me, that would have been a very quick turn number 1, but for Van der Hoek and Konzig, it was, well, for Konzig certainly, it was a nice green flare to say, yep, the overtake is on, and Konzig getting himself back onto the podium. That's quite the drive.
Yeah, quite the drive indeed, and yeah, you just knew that once Van der Hoek did go wide, you just thought, well, it's inevitable now. Konzig's got the inside line, he's got the speed in that Audi as well, and made it look very easy. And whilst all that was going on as well, Vavasori and Horman were also side by side. I think, was Vavasori just behind Van der Hoek, or was it Horman? Because
Vavasori got the overtake done.
He got it done, right, okay. I saw them side by side, but obviously we was focused on the Konzig Van der Hoek situation. Yeah, it was... yeah, you don't often see two battles going on at once, but yeah, we kind of saw it in the shot there. But yeah, it's again the last 10 minutes of the race, John. Things are very tasty. This race is definitely not done, and I do feel like there is definitely got to be more positions. Oh, it looked like he just managed to hold on to that Ferrari there on the final turn of the lap, and lives to fight another day. Yeah, he will want to be trying to close the gap on Chris Bell. Of course, it's just for the overall position rather than the actual split order, but yeah, for pride's sake, we'll want to finish this season on the high.
Yeah, most definitely will. But yeah, Athenstad again, the front wheels of the Ferrari not finding as much grip as Athenstad is hoping he's going to get on those corner exits, and that has given Bell all the space he needs for the moment. We've still got Horman trying to catch up to Vavasori. Konzig is 5.5 seconds down on overall third, but he is on the podium in the pros. So too Thiago Denart. Hasn't put a foot wrong since the start of the race. He's put several feet right. Let's face it, that double overtake around the outside of turn 3 to take the lead of the race. Absolute monster move in the Mustang. And full credit to Marcus Schoberg. There's a driver you've impartially got to agree deserves a podium for their efforts this season. I mean, you really have to be a bit of hard-hearted if you don't think that Marcus Schoberg is one of those drivers. He has done absolutely incredible things in that Porsche this season, and a well-deserved top 2 in the pros is absolutely on the cards. Even if Ed Sterling does catch up, he's in the silvers, and he is leading the way, but Schoberg with a 1.9 second gap over the silver leader, so second place overall and in the pros for Schoberg. Sterling back to the top spot in the silvers, qualified top spot in the silvers. He's made up 1 position since the start of the race at the expense of Konzig, who's down 1 thanks to that success penalty, but Sterling doing a phenomenal job up at the front of the silvers. Another incredible Porsche driver, Oscar Bornage, looking to bring home second in the silvers. In fact, he has got Hajo Horman right in front of him, so he's getting a nice bit of slipstream, and as a pro driver, Scott in the top 5. Ticehurst at 9th place overall. He's got Grant behind him, back up to 10th place for Grant, and Chandler Williams down 1 position on where he started, which is incredible considering the success penalty and the incident that he had early on. Athenstad threatening an overtake once again. He's right back up onto the back of Bell. We'll jump onto the side of the Big Brain Racing car. We've got less than 7 minutes of the race to go. I don't know where these hours go. Make sure you tune in. You can watch all these again on YouTube. and it genuinely is the quickest ever racing that you will ever see over and over again. De Gore is still in the pits, unfortunately. He's going to be our only retirement for this evening by the look of it. Oh, look at that, that's how close he is. You can, I could feel the heat coming out with the McLaren exhaust pipes there. That's how close that was. Oh, now he's pulled out with the slipstream. Doesn't want any piece of this on the way into turn number 3. Maybe knows the McLaren outguns him along this straight. Is he going to try something out? Oh, wow. The door has been opened. Chris Bell, not sure if he made a slight mistake or just let him through there. He did indicate, actually. And a cheeky little flash of the lights there. So, yeah, Bell recognising. I think he has just let a quicker driver through there. He's going to worry about running his own race in the silvers rather than soaking up that pressure. Bornage is the driver applying pressure. He has got that Porsche absolutely dialed in, and it is dialed into the back of the BMW ahead. I'm just checking. Wow, Konzig has made up a 1.5 seconds on Sterling.
And I wanted to also point out as well, though, we have got some racing action here, though. Oh, the very, very tight between the two drivers. Just pulled out the last second from Bjornhage. But I was going to point out with Ed Sterling, he wasn't present at Kota, but if he wins this race today, it will be triple back-to-back wins. So Ed Sterling, when he has been present, has been the man to watch in the silver category, and I don't know if I want to throw out some category changes predictions, but I can bet my bottom dollar that he'll be a pro driver next season, John.
Yeah, I'm going to put folding money on that as well. There's going to be some of the worst odds in betting history. It's going to be like 1 to 20 million because, yeah, Sterling, as you say, when he's here, he is here, and he has been an incredible silver driver. It's going to be 3 appearances, 3 wins, as Sean said. 14th in round 1, 14th in round 2, and then round 3 and 4 brings home the win. Wasn't in round 5. Ed equals pro equals confirmed, says Harry at QRT. That has got to be the shortest winning bet I've ever had in my life. Oh, Bornage with a good exit, Horman with not so good an exit. I tell you what, Horman's lucky he's in a BMW and facing the Porsche here. And Bornage, is he going to go for it into the first corner? He's going to go full send up the inside the post. So much better on the brakes, through the twisty stuff. Beautiful amount of room left by the both of them, and it is Bornage that gets it done on the inside of turn number 1. Did someone say drivers lurking in the background and getting too close when you battle? Hey, up steps Scott Ticehurst. And this won't give him a better position in the pros, but it will give him a better overall spot. Oh, they've made contact ahead, and Ticehurst is going to sail past the teammate Horman, and it's going to be Bornage sneaking away. No, he's not going to sail past because here comes Horman. Straight back at him, and David Grand in the Honda, Sean. I cannot handle this. We've got 3 minutes to go, and Grand is back in the hunt, and he's going to take them all around the outside of turn 4. The teammates have gone Haas again, and he's gone up the inside, Sean. Wow,
it all transpired in that turn there, and a very, very brave move from David Grimes there, because he saw the contact in front and went through the middle of them, and I certainly wouldn't have done that, but Grimes did, and he's made up 2 positions in 1 corner, John.
He has, yeah. We're going to use forbidden chase cam for this. Look, you see the teammates make contact. Aston sliding, Grant. Wow, full clean-up on aisle 3, please. That is a Code Brown moment for the Honda driver, and he's absolutely nailed both QRT drivers, who have done themselves a massive disservice. The 2nd time they've made contact, in fact. Once on the way to the pits, and now in the closing 3 minutes of the race. And David Grant's Honda, what a comeback drive he's had. Now only down 5 positions when he was down 26 at one point. 25
Crazy.
Positions down at one point, so he's made back 20 positions in the race. Chandler Williams has actually got a net gain so far as well. He dropped right down. He's just sailed past Horman as well. Horman and Ticehurst have both just been overtaken by Chandler Williams. So there you go. Even I didn't notice that one. Williams closed right in on the back of that as well. He's gone past both the QRT drivers, and that is a position loss for Ticehurst. Because Williams has got back up into 9th place. And I tell you what, that could be enough to secure him second in the pros. given that De La Zeus is down in 21st, 1, 2, 6 for Williams, and 10th for De La Zeus. Consistency points are going to decide it once again. No deciding on who the race winner is, though. It is a clear cut as it could ever be. Tiago didn't put a foot wrong. Denart in the lead, 18 seconds ahead of Marcus Schoberg. It has been an absolute masterclass here in Austria for the Brazilian driver. The Please Brake Turn 1 team certainly had the brakes working in Turn 1. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, every place he needed the brakes to work. That absolutely did as Ticehurst gets an overtake on the last lap. He goes past Horman, his teammate Horman in the wildcards. Ticehurst in the pros, of course, is still overtaken while I'm trying to do a monologue praising the winning driver. They're still going at it, and so is Grans. Grans is going for it. He's caught up to the Porsche Bornaz. There's only so much the Porsche is going to be able to do against the Honda in a straight line. It's absolutely nothing. Unfortunately for the Porsche, but the Honda, no need for slipstream. All he needs is the loud pedal, and he is going to hold it around the outside of the final of turn number 4. Nope, the Porsche is going to get it done on the twisty stuff. The Honda opens it up. He's eyeing up the cutback, and it is easy work there for the Honda, Sean. Another cutback down through turn 4. Incredible stuff by David Grans.
Yeah, indeed, and I didn't really know much about
David
Grans.
I'm going to cut you off because Denart has just taken the checker flag. Yeah, don't apologise, I completely threw you on that. We turn to you just as Denart wins the race. Incredible drive by the Mustang, and it's going to be Marcus Schoberg. Call him Thomas now, that's how excited I'm getting. Marcus Schoberg is going to cross the line in the Porsche, weaving across here. Phenomenal drive and season for the Fear Nothing Moto driver. Cannot wait to see what this team do next season. Ed Stirling confirmed winner in the Silvers, and Damien doesn't miss a beat. Konzig back onto the pro podium despite that 20-second success penalty. Van der Hoek crosses the line, so too Vavasori. Grant across the line as well. Bornaz second in the silver. Brownings finishing third in the silvers, and it was Haugstad that won in the arms. Yes, donuts. Love to see it. Do we have Denart is back in the pits. He's behaving himself. Ed Stirling, silver winner. He is still out putting in laps. Athenstad across the line. Shop and Bell going across the line as well. De La Zeus. There's a couple of drivers disconnected, so I'm not sure where he's finished overall. We'll get the results momentarily. We just need Flint and Sullivan across the line. Here comes Flint. And there is Sullivan, but an absolute, I mean, we're running out of superlatives, Sean. Race after race after race after race. The drivers at QRT do not fail to deliver. Harry Bellers, donuts authorised. Please clear the finish straight, though. Love to see it.
Yeah, it's been very busy for us in the commentary booth, John. Literally action up and down the grid. It's been a real pleasure, John.
No, the replay. And the results, unfortunately. But yes, sorry, Sean, you were talking about how amazing the racing was.
Yes. The honestly, like, absolutely speechless because there was action up and down the grid. I cut you off. Well, I know you kind of threw me under the bus, but cut you off with the race winner. And and I was trying to write down the results as well. So, amongst all of it. So, the drivers didn't let us breathe throughout that 1 hour race, and it's definitely something that we come to expect in QRT, and what a fantastic season 5 we've had indeed.
Yeah, indeed, another season to absolutely remember. All back catalogued on YouTube. Make sure you get over there and watch it. That is last week's results that are up on the screen. We'll get you some highlights for closing. Unfortunately, missed the closing highlights from that one. That is absolutely gutting. But fear not. The QRT phenomenon will return early in January, so make sure you get signed up. The link has been shared by Sean. Sorry, not been shared by Sean, been shared by Harry. Absolute meltdown from me this evening.
I'll take the credit, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, nice work, Sean. Nicely done, nicely done. That's what the races
yeah.
here do to me. Send me absolutely off the deep end. But there we go. But yeah, we will be back early in January. Make sure you get signed up, get onto the SimGrid host page, and get yourself onto the Discord as well. There he is, Marcus Schoberg. Let's go, P2. Absolutely well-deserved podium, Marcus. It has been an incredible season for you in that Porsche, and I'm genuinely, impartial as I am, absolutely delighted to see you up on the podium. It was more than well-deserved, and I cannot wait to see what you do next season. We'll maybe even get you in a car that can keep pace with some of the faster cars and see how you get on. I reckon we'll pop you in a Ferrari or a BMW. We've got championship winning contention there. The results will be dependent on the consistency points, which will be added. Of course, there may be some stewarding inquiries as well. So that will decide. That I do believe, though, that Damien Konzig has won in the pros. Grazing should hold on to that silver lead, and I think, yeah, Alex Perry, sorry, he's definitely won in the arms. So congratulations to Alex Perry. He's got that win, but it's looking good for Grejig and Konzig as well, Sean. Well worthy champions in an incredibly strong field.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I mean, it was looking a little bit ropey for Konzig, if being honest with you, during sort of the mid part of the season. But yeah, came back with a vengeance, and fully deserves the championship for season 5. And yeah, I've got to say special mention for Schoberg, because I was going to say earlier on that his season has gone from strength to strength, and looking at his results throughout the season, yes, today was his best of the season, but he was ever consistent, and as you saw through the rounds, he was just getting better and better, and I'm so happy for him that he managed to get on the podium for the first time this season. So yeah, we'll see if he comes back in a stronger car or not, but I have to say that Porsche did work for him though, John.
Yes, it did.
So, but yeah, I just wanted to just quickly confirm the podium results. Although, as you said, John, consistency points will come into play, of course. But it was Dinart with the race win, Schoberg in P2, and Konzig with the last step on the podium for the pros. Ed Sterling got the race win for the silvers, with Bjornhag getting P2 and Brownix with P3 for the silvers, and then the amateurs was Hallstad with his back-to-back wins, actually. So 2 wins in a row for Hallstad, with Perry getting P2 and Scott getting the last step on the podium for the amateurs.
Indeed, yeah, we actually have the results on screen. Harry's fingers have been working furiously. Confirmation as well. Thiago Dinart took the fastest lap as well. That's not too bad. Yeah, exactly. Oh, wow. Yeah, he's definitely going to be one to watch next season. Ed Sterling making it 2 for 2 with the pros and the silvers. He took the top spot and he took the fastest lap as well. Alex Perry only managed second for the arms behind a worthy opponent, Haugstad, but he also took the fastest lap as well. Some consistency points will be added, but given those results, I think it is safe to say that Grejig, Konzig and Perry have all won their respective divisions, so massive congratulations on no consistency points. My apologies, I'm absolutely all over the place. I need to go lie down in the darkened room. My apologies. Yeah, no consistency points for this one. So that will be the final standings then. Perry wins, Grejig wins, and Konzig wins, and Ed Sterling gets a spot in the top. Excellent, in the pros, and that's going to be a phenomenal season 1 for 2025. So again, make sure you get signed up, and maybe by then I'll have given the brain a bit of a rattle, so know remotely what I'm talking about. But yeah, Sean, it's been another absolutely incredible season. Been an absolute pleasure to have you alongside me, and I'm sure already chomping at the bit for next year's season start.
Yes, indeed, John. Yeah, season 5 has been amazing, and it wasn't until last round at COTA that we had a driver in the pro category that grabbed more than one win. We had 4 different winners in the first 4 rounds of the Season 5 in the Pro category, and we've definitely seen it. We've seen some new drivers claim to fame as well, and yeah, can't wait for Season 1 in 2025, John, and it couldn't happen any sooner.
Indeed, I absolutely can't wait, so get yourself signed up. Hopefully see you all out on track. The 2nd of January, everything kicks off at Watkins Glen. Until then, though, I'm going to go back and watch tonight's race again. It will be uploaded to YouTube tomorrow, so make sure you give that and the rest of the GT3 seasons a watch. Been an absolute pleasure. Cannot wait for next season. Thank you to everyone that's tuned in this season. Big thanks to the subscriptions and the follows as well. Bulldog Kongan and Gifted One to Brenzig as well. So thank you very much for that. That's all we've got time for this evening. Have a phenomenal Christmas and an incredible New Year, and we will be back to bring you some more absolute top tier ACC action while everyone is still recovering from their Hogmanay hangover. We'll look forward to seeing you then. We'll leave you with some highlights from a rainy Kota last week, and with a goodbye from Sean.
Goodbye and Merry Christmas, everyone.
And a goodbye from me. Stay safe, take it easy, and have a great rest of your night. Good night.